Yep.
StreamYard. Oh, I got to do a reconnect here. Oh man, look at all these moving parts. It's been so long since I did it that it didn't want to go to my Facebook page. It's probably going to
live
make
on
me
the radio.
Oh, what's up, radio people? Okay, there we are. Now it remembered my face. That's weird. It forgot me. I was gone for a couple weeks. Jeez Louise. Forgot.
Yeah, same here. It reset the what you call this permissions on the Facebook page we have.
Oh, that'll do it.
It's called security.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm all out of sorts here. I got to get us where am public. I got to get us public. I got two things to do. I got to get us public, and I got to open this beer that I brought.
I'm gonna roll the intro.
There we are. Seth, you can even go on your phone. Oh, Seth is gonna open my beer for me.
Ready? Here you go.
Now I have a producer and a co-host.
How is that
nice.
sound?
I feel like we're a little bit. We've already done a Step Brothers meme, and I feel like we're totally like Step Brothers in this podcast. We're just like
I'm gonna roll the intro. Roll the intro.
All right, you roll the intro. I'm gonna do other stuff. Welcome to Home Service Happy Hour, brought to you by Service Monster. There, now we're public. Now you can go share it. Now you can find us. Oh yeah, look at it. We're in there. It's like Inception. I assume the music's working. We don't have Daniel Mendenhall's in the house. We don't have Angela here dancing for us. And now Seth made my camera all blurry because he went too close to it. It's just now it doesn't know how to focus. All right. Hold on. I gotta drink this beer. I think the last time I was on was still when I wasn't drinking anything. Light it up. Which we are. Shout out to our boy Ryan Lee. We're repping the landscape lighting secrets koozies here. They were just the ones they were the ones most handy. Now we're all Sasquatchy. Sometimes it doesn't know what to focus on, and I find that if I go slowly back, now we're good. Now they can see our charming good looks. So I got this tiny little mouse on the desk here. I like the way Daniel spelled it the first time. Spiviougast. That's Russian. Spivio.
What's up, Daniel?
What's going on, Daniel? And what's up, home service homies? Welcome back. I think how long were we gone, Jai? Was it 3 weeks? Was it 3 weeks off?
Yeah, we were off before the holidays.
I personally didn't know what I was doing those last 3 weeks. I was missing it.
Yeah, you didn't. Oh, now you did it. Now you just broke your phone. Yep. Here, I'm gonna do this. There. I moved your microphone closer to you.
Oh boy. All right.
How's he sound? Besides like a big idiot, does his volume sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
I was trying to say just hold it closer. So
well, I can turn him up over here. I can turn him up or down over here too. I got the mix board, the mini mix board. I'm getting good at hosting shows. I ordered another microphone and another headset just for today because I was like, we gotta get this going.
11 o'clock last night.
Yeah. Overnighted it. We got Seth Goldberg in the house, everybody. Like literally in the house. He's in my house. He's right here right now. He's at the bar. Yeah. It's as cool as you thought it was, isn't it?
It's much greener.
It's so cool. And we got Jai guy. Jai, I hope you got some Baileys in your coffee. Something awesome like that.
Yep.
What's on your mug? Is that like a London Underground mug? It looks like
I think so.
Yeah, underground.
Don't mess up your focus.
The tube, as they call it. Oh yeah,
it is. It is the London Underground. Oop.
I knew it. I knew it when I saw it. I knew it right when I saw it. We got Zig checking in.
It was a gift from my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law is in the UK, so
I knew it. Mondia. Zig's in the house. Says, "Sup, you bunch of wild animals." We'll miss you, Zig.
Good, Zig.
We'll see you in like a month here ice fishing, but
yeah,
right now Seth and I are going ice fishing. We're gonna go find all the good spots and catch all the big fish. And
4 kids, 2 dads. What can go wrong?
Just playing a lot of good thing it's a small fish house. We're just be playing zone defense all week here. And we kind of have a skeleton crew, but it's all right because Seth and I were gonna like maybe do a podcast tonight, but now we'll just do a podcast on here, and we'll maybe like get some sleep tonight or something since we're gonna be having to parent 4 kids without our wives. How the hell are you doing, man? How are the holidays for you?
Me?
Yeah. Well, you're the one that I called guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you go anywhere? Did you do anything cool? Did you open some presents?
Yeah, we just celebrated Christmas, and then after that, it was my wife's birthday, so it's on 28th, so we celebrated that too.
Your wife has like the worst birthday, huh? Like right after Christmas, so like it just hardly gets celebrated, or what happens?
My wallet was just crying because after Christmas you have to spend for a birthday, and then you have to spend for the New Year.
You're broke. Do we need to send you money? Do we need to send you some money?
I'm good. I was just saying. I'm not complaining though.
No, I'll get you.
Look, my birthday is on Hanukkah usually every year. So I hated the holidays growing up because I always get one gift for it all.
Oh, yeah.
Like
they double dipped you.
2 things, and it sucked. But this year was Christmas. I got to celebrate with you guys. First day of Hanukkah, Christmas Day.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
You don't need to believe in it to celebrate it.
Oh, we have a 7.5 foot Christmas tree and a 4.5 Christmas tree, and we're both Jewish.
Hey,
there's candy on them, so it's not a Christmas tree; it's a candy Hanukkah tree.
Yeah, you can make it what you want. So this year, your holiday.
This year, I told my wife, I was like, "Let's wrap the presents." The first year, I went to Five and Below, and I got a bunch of presents, and I'm like, "Yes, let's do it. Let's wrap them." And I put them underneath the tree the night before. Sydney wakes up. She goes downstairs early. She's like, "Santa came," and I'm like, "Wrong Jew."
Yeah, close. Straighten you up a little bit.
Hanukkah Harry.
Yeah, Hanukkah Harry. I like that. Yeah, man. It's the holidays are such a whirlwind. It was tough to do any podcasts because we're moving and hard to get. Even today, I sent a text out and nobody's available to jump on, which, like I said, it's pretty great. Got Seth here. We got Zig checking in. Zig is coming in a month to go ice fishing on our annual business owner trip, which Seth couldn't make, and so we snuck a bonus trip in. We're sneaking a bonus trip in. The I don't know if it's a bonus or a detraction, but instead of a bunch of drunk business owners out there with us, we got 4 sober kids. I don't know. Maybe they'll get drunk. I don't know. What else do we need to do to tame them down? I don't know. But Zig got his fill of Derek because Derek can't make it either this year. Holidays. We got to do a little holiday recap. Oh, I got it. Man, it's been so long since I hosted a show. Service Monster. Now's the time. Now, like right now, if you are not using a CRM, if you are on a CRM and you don't love it, now is the time to go explore. Go check them out. Zig noted QR code. Zig noted sober kids. Is that not a thing people outside of Wisconsin say? Isn't that how we address our kids? But go check out Service Monster, you guys. I'm biased. We use it. So I like it. I especially, and I've mentioned this before, I especially love the reporting in it. It is the best reporting that I've seen out of a CRM. There's an ability to build custom reports, and we do that for our like marketing, client acquisition, cost tracking. But just the standard reports it has are the best that I've seen, and I see all the CRMs in our bookkeeping capacity. I dig it for that. I dig it because Sean Day's back in the house.
Hey, what's up?
Look at that guy.
Happy
Coming
New Year.
Coming out of nowhere.
Left field.
Happy 2025, Sean. I haven't connected with you on any of our other calls, but I'm happy that you jumped on this one. Like, man,
it's all right.
It's been a few weeks.
I just assumed you were ice fishing somewhere. No problem.
We're about to go ice fishing. Seth and his
Seth's in on it. Nice.
Yeah, Seth and his 4-year-old, about to be 5-year-old, are in town, and we're going up bright and early tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
We got about 1 million pieces downstairs we have to put together for your new.
Yeah, I got a new like sonar thingy. We got between that and the disco light party that Seth equipped us with. It's going to be a rager in the fish house.
There you go.
We'll actually see the fish dancing with us.
There is something to be said about like fish, like light being used as a fish attractant. I think we're going to confirm or deny that.
Yeah.
We're going to know if lights
That's true. Lights can be used to attract fish.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna prove.
So
it.
maybe so maybe you can catch them while they're dancing.
Some
It might-
shiny moving stuff.
It could be tough because it's gonna get the lights maybe offset by just a ton of noise. I can't imagine a lit up fish house with 4 kids running around in it is going to be at all quiet.
It'd probably be weird if we had a bunch of lights going on and it was quiet.
You're right. You're right.
Be like, what are these guys doing in here?
How were the holidays for you? We got to do a holiday catch up.
Oh man! All right, so Hanukkah was on Christmas first year, and actually lasted a long time.
Hanukkah was on Christmas.
First night of Hanukkah was Christmas Day.
That doesn't usually happen.
No,
Wow.
usually we are already like pretty much done.
Oh,
So this year was the first night, and it lasted to what, January 1st?
party
January
twice is
2nd?
hard. Wait, where did Sean go? We lost Sean.
Oh,
He was
fixing
cool.
something, fixing the background.
I'm bringing him back.
Oh, there he is. He left us. So winter break was rough. My 4-year-old downstairs had an earache on Monday.
Par for the course.
Well, actually, no. Monday we had a Christmas decorating class. My wife invited like 25 kids to our house.
Oh Jesus!
That was so much fun. And then that night, Sid got an earache. Wednesday, my wife got flu and strep. So then now I'm taking care of everybody. My 2-year-old's going stir crazy because she's not sick and she's stuck in the house because I can't leave. And then my 4-year-old got another earache a couple days later, and then I got strep on New Year's Day. And now they're back at school.
I was gonna say, thanks for getting that all out of the way before you came.
All of
over
it's
here.
out of the way.
Yeah,
We're
Good
all
timing.
like moxicillined out. So
good timing.
we're
Good
not
timing.
catching anything here
Heck
except
yeah.
fish.
We're gonna catch some fish,
Except
maybe
for
a
fish.
buzz. Fish and a buzz.
There you go.
We had the same thing going on. It was like really for the entire stretch of the holidays, we just like rotating illnesses.
Everybody's sick.
Everybody's sick all the time. It seems like that's when it really took off this year.
That's why schools closed, because they were like, you know what? We don't want to deal with the sickness you guys have.
Yeah. Oh, we got 2 inches of snow. We better close.
We literally
all
had
stay
2
home.
inches of snow and they closed down for the day. We're like, you just took them back 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Like,
You
what
gotta
do you
keep them for a
mean?
little bit. Damn it.
Ugh.
How about you, Sean? How were those holidays for you?
We kind of had all the sick stuff in between Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, so it timed up pretty good for us.
Oh yeah, you got her all the way.
I can kind of deal with not being healthy around Thanksgiving. That's fine, but Christmas and New Year's and stuff like that. So I cooked for 15 people. I told Amy I'm doing all the cooking, and she, of course, was really nervous about that. But I told her I'm doing prime rib. I'm doing some baked bean crazy recipe I found and some other shit, some soup, some this, some that. And then you guys bring a couple things. And then, so I almost had a heart attack when I saw how much meat is now, especially prime rib. So I called my cousin who owns a party center and saved about $150 on the prime rib. And that made me a little more happy.
Oh, solid.
Yeah. So the
Way to play that card. That's it.
it's
out of the back pocket.
Yeah. What's going on, brother? How you been? I need help.
You got quantity discount? You got a quantity discount?
Through. It was a big one too, man. It was 20 pounds because there's 15 people and we all like to eat meat.
How do you cook that? You just throw it in the stove, or do you?
Yeah, man. It's if you go on YouTube, it's like almost everything. Just put it in the oven, man, and cook it super slow. Like I cooked it at like 225 or something like that for like 4 hours. And then I turned it up a little bit like the last hour, and I kept checking it. You gotta check it like constantly because it overcooks real easy. So
Let's say what temp are you taking it to? How hot do you?
135. It was like 130, and then let it sit for about 20-30 minutes, and it's like
keeps going a little bit.
Medium rare for sure in the middle, and then a little bit on the ends were okay. But what I did, because it was so damn big, I cut it up a little bit in case something happened to the other half. I knew I'd be safe on one half, and then I'd be eating like hot dogs, and everybody else could have the prime rib.
There you go. But it worked out.
It worked out great. Yeah. The only thing that was kind of a problem, and it was one of those things where I told Amy, I'm like, listen, man, I need a couple more tables, and I want like all the shit people are bringing for munchies, the appetizers and shit. I want them somewhere else because I want room in the kitchen to cook and shit. I don't want to bring. No. Then I don't know. Okay, no problem, hon, no problem. There's fucking a million people. I'm trying to cook, and I even prepped, man. I'm cutting up the onions. Measured it out already, and then
You're like Martha Stewart over there with all your ingredients.
I'm all over it. I'm ready to beat Bobby Flay, So I'm chopping shit up, and I'm going, wait a minute here. This is for like one 15-person recipe. I've only got a fucking skillet like for half of that, if that. So then I'm trying, so I'm like, by the end of it, I'm just throwing sticks of butter everywhere, just going for it, kind of tasting it. But it turned out really good. It really did. I was surprised.
It's always the best, man.
So when you succeed like that, now everybody's expecting it every year.
Oh man, I know.
So you better
it ain't happening.
Your brother-in-law.
You need to practice more.
Oh, dude, it's a lot of work, man. It is a lot of work.
It's a gift that keeps on giving. I can
do it once a year. 3 times a year. I don't think so.
No. I usually pull out my stops for Thanksgiving, and then I'm kind of like, and I'm out. I'm good. I did it. I did the turkey stuff. Our big thing for Christmas to New Year's last year, it was so warm in Minnesota that we missed our ice fishing trip. I don't know if you guys saw it on the news. This would have been 13 months ago, but like 200 people got stranded out on Red Lake last year, like right before Christmas, and had to get rescued off the ice because it just warmed up and there wasn't enough ice. This year, and normally my parents come over, and so it's like it was a huge letdown last year to not be able to get out ice fishing with my folks, and it's a blast to have all the kids out there and my parents out there with us. This year, we finally had enough ice, but the downside was we went to a different lake that we're fishing this year, and there was a huge ice heave. So ice is just like the same, it's like tectonic plates. You have huge sheets of ice floating around, and when they push together, they heave up. Same shit that creates a mountain, right? You can't like drive across an ice heave. It's unsafe. You would fall through. And so they will chip those heaves away, like the resorts that run the ice roads will chip those heaves away and put a bridge over it. Sometimes it's like plywood and rickety, and sometimes they like build a big metal structure. The resort we were going out of was like, the ice is still too unstable. We're not letting you cross the heave, which I appreciate. They're not taking chances, and it's like, it's just fish, right? It's just fish. Oh, you gotta go.
Oh,
you gotta go.
4-year-old.
Yeah.
1 sec.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah. She's down there playing with toys. She's playing with toys. So we couldn't cross the heave, and so we're all just like in this little fish bowl of ice fishermen. There's really nowhere to go. The fishing wasn't dynamite. We caught one 24-inch walleye. That was pretty fun. We caught a couple others. We caught a pike and some perch, and we had enough to do a fish fry, which is that's always the goal. But the fishing wasn't hot and heavy. The ins and outs of it, though, like the day we were getting up there, I had Marty and my mom just nagging me about, is the ice safe? And they don't want to drive out there, and they don't want to set up out there. And so we ended up actually getting a hotel room just on shore, like at the resort for the first night, because they're just so, and it's like, I get it. You got to be safe. I don't want to go out there if it's unsafe.
Right.
But there's other people with rigs as big as ours that are out there, and I'm pretty sure they didn't just like warp to that spot. Like they got out there.
Yeah.
But I was just so sick of hearing it. Like I couldn't convince them that it was fine. And it was like around freezing. Like it wasn't cold out when we got there. There's still 14 inches of like rock solid ice. We have no snow here. So our ice is like, it's just a 14-inch sheet of glass. It is crystal clear, super strong, but I couldn't convince them that it was safe. So we ended up getting a room at the onshore resort. The nice thing is there's a pool and hot tub there. So we ended up hanging out there, going to the bar, hanging out in the pool, went out the next day. Fishing wasn't great, but we're hanging out. I mean, ice fishing, the way I do it, it has really nothing to do with ice fishing. It's just playing board games, watching movies.
It's glamping on the ice.
Yeah. I got a bunch of work done, did some demos while I was out there, caught a few fish. The eventful part of the back end of it was New Year's Eve night. We went in the bar for a little bit. There was some live music, had some fun. Went back out to the fish house. 1 a.m., wake up. The fish house is at 50 degrees. The furnace is out. I'm like, uh-oh. And it's getting cold fast. Like this was the cold stretch. It's 10 degrees outside. Like we ain't sleeping out there. In a funny way, like people sleep like winter camp all the time. You'd be fine, right? Throw on a winter hat, whatever. But when you got 3 little kids, like that's not exactly what you're trying to do. And so I called the resort and they answered because it's New Year's Eve, 1 a.m. Like there's still people partying at the bar, right? So we ended up bailing out, getting a room in the hotel, went back the next morning and messed around with the furnace. Couldn't get it to work. Finally realized it was a fuse, like a fuse got blown. Fixed that, it fired up, then it shut down again, like a limit switch got blown. And I was like, I'm just done messing with the furnace. Like you can only mess with the furnace so long. We were leaving that day anyway. So took it back. It's at the mechanics right now. We're going to grab it tomorrow morning and go up and fire it back up, but it's working good now. So that was the old like bail off the ice sheet at 1 a.m.
The tow hitch also broke.
Oh yeah. So after messing with the furnace and then unloading the fish house, getting it all back in the truck, which is usually Marty's like doing the inside stuff and I'm hauling stuff out and loading up the truck, and it's an hour or two of situating. Man, by yourself when everything is like strewn about and you haven't done any organization and you just bailed off the ice at 1 a.m. Our fish house, and usually the first trip of the year, there's a lot of organizational stuff that goes on, which hadn't happened yet. It took me like 3 hours to pack that fish house up by myself, like trying to find all the loose ends of what we have here and where's this and whose stuffed animal is that and which bag does this go in. So I finally went to go get out of there, went to go crank up the front of the fish house. The handle on the front jack broke. The pin in it broke. And like, you know, only so many things can go wrong in a row to where you're just like, yeah, that wasn't quite it for me. That was only the second wrong thing. The third one didn't happen. But my mechanic always puts my fish house down out in his yard, I'll say, but it's dirt, and he drops the jack into the dirt, and then the jack fills up with dirt, and it gets up in the crank, and it broke the pin off.
So it's the mechanic's fault.
It's the mechanic's fault. And I tell him to put like a 2x4 underneath it every time, and he never does. And then when I'm like, Joe, you forgot to put the board under, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, but every time sand gets up in there and jams up the crank and it breaks. Like, this is my third new crank that I have now. The last two were broken because he dropped the damn thing in the sand. But I also bought a bottom plate for it now, so sand doesn't go up in it.
It's called.
I was gonna say, just buy something for the jack.
I put a little metal plate under it.
It's job security for your.
I had him install it. He better not charge me for that. I had him install it.
Smart.
So now our jack is fixed up. The furnace is fixed up. The fish house is ready to go. So we're
ready to fish.
We're gonna go catch some fish, and now we can cross the heave. So in a nice way, it makes the second trip even more exciting because you get to like venture to new spots. In the lake we're fishing on, like, you got to be pretty dialed in. There's a lot of undulation. There's a lot of topography down there. I don't know if it's topography. It's underwater. A lot of structure. Structure would be a good word for fishing people.
Do you guys still like get a lot of people that fight for spots on the lake?
Yeah, out there you do, because you have to, like, I mean, it's 15 feet down to 30 feet. And then over here, it's 40 feet up to 10. And so you're trying, like, especially walleye fishing, you're trying to hit these contour lines where the predator fish are pushing bait fish up in. So a lot of people are trying to fish similar structure. The other lake we go to is literally just a bowl, and there's just fish randomly swimming around in schools. There's no rhyme or reason to it. So your strategy is get away from everybody else. At this lake, it's like, well, we got to fish this damn structure. And so it doesn't get fished nearly as hard, which is nice. There's not nearly as many people out there. The other lake, like on Red Lake, where we used to go, New Year's, 10,000 fish houses would be out there on like a 10 mile by 10 mile area. It looks like a mini little city. I can't imagine the amount of piss that ends up on top of that ice. That's like every time I'm just like, we're just fishing in a toilet, it feels like. But Leech Lake, where we're going, is way less pressured, but you're all still trying to fish similar structure, and so you'll be close to somebody, but then the next group of houses will be a long ways away from you fishing the next piece of structure. So we'll see. We're excited. We're gonna go get into them. I want to talk some 2025 plans because it is officially 2025. And Sean, I'm glad you're here because recruiting is always like the thing that people wait for, and they should be doing right now. But for some reason, they always wait till March and April when applicants suck. I think, and I've talked to more and more people, I think from you telling us this for the last decade that, hey, you should recruit when people are actually looking for jobs. I think it's starting to take hold. I'm hearing more people recruiting, and I think a good way to look at it that you've said before is like recruiting and hiring are two different things. And I see people recruiting when they don't need to hire. I'm seeing more and more of that. Obviously you deal with this every day. Are you starting to see the same trend that people are actually interested in recruiting all of a sudden?
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe not all of a sudden, but
right. No, more so than 3 years ago for sure. It's completely different. I just got probably 3 or 4.
Look at this guy. Now we got hey.
So I got like 3 or 4 emails just today to get people signed up and hey, how much is it again and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's I probably have done 5 demos and it's January, whatever, 7th, 8th.
Oh, no shit. Like that many people are getting aggressive
and then
already?
and then there's like probably, like I said, 4 or 5 today that just said, can we just skip all the setup stuff and just get this going? It's like, no, you can't.
I already know.
Every time we do that, there's a bomb that goes off in about a week and a half or so. So no, we can't do that. But yeah, I mean, there's just a lot more going on. I think too, with the Christmas light industry, just has grown like mad over the last few years.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
There's still some activity going on in January instead of like everybody just shut the door and go home, so that helps. But
yeah, more permanent lighting too. More permanent lighting. Yeah. That's kind of like extending the season a little bit. It seems like, for sure. Rob, we gotta catch you up. How was the holidays? What'd you do? What'd you like? Did you win anything cool?
You operating the split screen, or is Seth right there?
I'm actually here.
We're right here.
Oh, whoa, look at that.
Yeah.
The background makes it look,
yeah, Seth is in the house.
I'm here.
Seth is in the house, and he's actually he's in the house.
I'm in the
nice.
house.
Yeah.
Catch some fish, man.
I was gonna say he's missing the business owner ice fishing trip, and so we found a way to do a kiddo ice fishing trip. The women folk are out of town, and Seth and I got 4 kids, and we're gonna keep them alive for 3 days in the fish house.
I have 1 kid, 3 of them are his.
No, you're responsible for Crosby. FYI,
I just got rid of a 2-year-old.
I mean, Crosby's big enough; he doesn't fit in the hole anymore, right? So
you're equipped. You're equipped for no. Oh, New Year's, Crosby fell in the damn fish hole. No joke.
Not put the thing on top.
So when there's glare ice, you set the fish house flat down on the ice. But my hole sleeves are built to have the fish house up on 2x4s. When there's glare ice and you can't bank snow around the house, I set the house right down on the ice. But then the hole sleeves are sticking up by 2 inches. Maybe we should cut them off. I think we cut them off so they lay flat. Because what happens is the kids will walk through the fish house and they'll
just trip on it.
They'll hit the edge of it. And so he hit the edge of it and knocked it. And then his leg went into the hole instead of out of the hole. And he flushed one leg all the way down to the crotch. And it scared the shit out of him. It's probably like the best thing that happened.
Laughing at him the whole time.
I mean, first I was like, oh shit. I mean, because Marty was, I don't know, Marty might have been outside or something. And I was working. I think I had my computer on, and then Reggie was sitting on my lap playing a game. And all of a sudden I was like, whoa, there's a kid down halfway down the hole.
One job.
Jesus.
I had 1 job. No, I had 3 jobs. There's 3 kids. I had 3 of them. But it's one of those things. It's one of those things where you hope your kids get hurt a little bit because they learn lessons, right? They need to touch a hot stove. Danny, when she was a baby, she got zapped by an outlet. She's never touched an outlet since. She has 0 interest in outlets. And so not that I would have wished that on her, but when you learn a lesson like that, Crosby will be way more careful around holes in the ice. It's a good lesson.
I never want to go fishing again, Dad. No, you gotta get these little accordion together, the collapsible straws. Just make it something like that.
That would work.
New invention, Dan. I want 20%. I'll take 20% of the profit.
We'll work on it when you're here. We'll prototype it. We'll prototype it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Crosby rebounded quickly. Within the hour, he was like, ice fishing, and he'll grab the pole and just whipping it. He didn't get anything yet, but this trip, I feel like he's just gonna accidentally haul into something, and it'll be real curious how he handles it.
He'll be rattling the reels.
Oh yeah. Well, he does rattle them. He just lets more line out, and you're like, damn it, kid. No, I had it set right where we wanted it. And he just, between that and playing in the minnow bucket, he's all over the place. You got to keep an eye on that guy. It's like having a real drunk dude in your fish house. You're just like, no way. Damn it, Seth, get out of the minnow bucket again.
Rob's not there.
Yeah.
But should be fun. We'll see. We'll report back with how many kids are kept alive. And if we can catch about that many fish, it feels like a win. Keep 4 kids alive, catch 4 fish, would be a huge win.
In that order, it'd be good, man.
Yeah.
Maybe we're having a big glow party. I don't know if they said it when I was gone, but we're having my kid's school. They have a glow party every year, and my girl's missing it, and she's so sad.
So that's why you went hard on the lights.
I went on it because she was like so excited. She was like, I don't want to go ice fishing. I want to go to the glow party. And then she was just like, well, Dad, if you want to go ice fishing, I want to go with you. And I'm like, okay, I need to make this work. So I brought a disco ball. I bought a 102-piece glow-in-the-dark light-up kit that I had Amazon delivered here. We're going to have a party on the ice.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I want to attract attention when there's like flashing colored lights all inside there.
Fish like it, apparently. Not the noise, but
we'll find out.
Lights. We'll see.
Lights.
I'm sure a couple of those there's like finger lights, and I'm sure some of them are gonna end up going down a hole. It's inevitable. So
that'd be interesting would that actually work to take some of those waterproof like the S4 coax lights and like drop them down the hole?
So possibly green, the color green is known to like attract fish. I don't know how long it takes or how to do it, and I don't even know if it's legal or not, but I have seen that in like southern states. People will put like a green light down under their dock, and like especially crappies will be attracted to it. I don't know. I've seen it on like YouTube videos. I don't know if it's legit, but we gonna find out. We'll find out. In addition to bringing your prototype whole sleeve, Rob, bring some prototype ice fishing under ice lights.
I mean, then it's research and development. So we've got to get some sort of grant to do this then.
Fully tax deductible for sure. I did confirm this. This is no joke. Like I bought a new truck over the summer, but I couldn't like put it on the business because I don't drive anywhere for our clients. But I did run past Jeff, our new tax guy. I was like, hey, so like I'm not going to try to expense my truck, but I am in the market for a new fish house. And every time I'm in there, I'm working. And then I take business owners out every year. Like, can we depreciate that? And he's like, hell yeah. And I was like, that was the permission I needed. Like now I'm in. So now Marty has no excuse.
All you gotta do is put a sticker on the side of it, man.
Yeah. Marty has no reason to try to hold me back from buying a new fish house. So gotta upgrade the fish house.
Oh, but then you have to write off the truck to pull the ice house to it. It's not getting there by itself. Miles of depreciation.
You're right.
All that travel.
I'll write off the mileage. I'll do mileage on the truck. Fully depreciate the fish house. Next year's investment. I didn't get one this year because my wife, I don't know, she was trying to be all rational, and she's like, you use the truck every day and you use the fish house 5 times a year. You should probably start with the truck. Because I was debating if I get a new fish house or get a new truck.
Yeah.
Andy Mashura bought the old truck and it worked great. Like crushed it with the truck during holiday light season, but now the heater went out on it. So I'm kind of like, well, glad you got it now. And like, you got to fix that heater.
Will the new fish house have a bathroom and a refrigerator, or is it still the same?
I think it will. It depends. You can go a lot of different ways.
Okay.
You can get a shower in it. You won't use the shower out because the water won't quite be flowing. Water won't quite be flowing in the winter. Shane Lowe wants to know if anybody's playing golf in here, and then he said he got a new hobby, picked it up, 9 handicappers first year. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah, if you're playing like a par 3 course, Michael, you know,
the old foot wedge.
Wait, are you talking mini golf? Maybe he's talking mini golf. Yeah, it's probably mini golfing. Man, I grew up golfing so much. I think I got sick of it. Now I only golf like once a year, but when I was, I'll say, probably Danny's age, from the time I was like 8 to 16 in the summer, I just lived at the golf course. Like my parents, until I could drive, my parents dropped me off, and that was my home for the summer. I just stayed at the golf course and golfed. Like I would walk 36 holes a day. Maybe that's why my calves are so oversized. What's up, Sid?
Oh, Jesus,
get her in here.
She scared me.
She came out of nowhere.
Say hi to a 4-year-old.
Hello, little one.
What's in the house. Welcome to the internet.
You got to talk into the microphone.
Or the internet radio.
Microphone.
She's going to sing Taylor Swift if we let her.
Oh, are you a Swiftie?
Go for it.
Now she's
I want to hear some.
She's being out.
I want to hear some. I'm a Swiftie.
Jai, you get off in here on the audio, and it's like, who said that? Who said that?
Back there somewhere.
I'm here.
Back there somewhere.
So Rob, JC gave me a nickname.
Okay.
It's Jisus.
Jisus.
Yeah.
It's not Jesus, but
was
Jisus.
Kind of fun. Yeah, Jisus. So, just in case if everyone was wondering where the heck is Jisus, so he's in the background.
There he is.
So.
He's in the background. He's producing. He's deucing.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. That's what we're gonna say anytime we screw something up on the podcast. Is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
I like it.
Oh, here, I'm here.
He's in there.
What's up, everyone?
Yeah. Seth is back into parenting mode. We got to hit when we wrap this thing up. We were debating if we were going to do trivia today, but Rob, if you remember, Seth got a 0 out of 10 last year on our ice fishing trivia. So he was like, I don't know if I want to come back on the podcast and get worked in trivia. So I promised him we wouldn't do trivia today.
It'll be multiple choice. Well, no, it was multiple choice.
There was multiple choice. He still I think got 0 out of 10. But now we got to take 4 kids grocery shopping. It's going to be hilarious.
That's what it. Somebody's like going shopping for whatever, for ice fishing or for a road trip should look like you literally let a toddler loose in a convenience store with like $50. Like it should just be total nonsense.
I mean, that's kind of what it is.
Did a good job of like shopping and getting us like legit.
I crushed it last year. Now this year's gonna be a little different. I think we're at 14 people. 16. There's 16 of us, but Brad Smith is one who lives up there, and then Matt, who's my auto mechanic dude, is gonna bring his own fish house up, and he's gonna join us on Friday. We probably got. I think we can handle 16 guys. We got 4 trucks. I don't know where we're all gonna sleep at my house. I know 3 guys are going to go sleep at Conrad's house. I don't know where we're going to sleep at my house with the overflow, but we'll figure it out. What's up, T?
You can do the fish house in the mechanic's yard.
Fish is
Or
airy.
just put the fish house right out in the street. I was going to say something, as long as it's not snowing, but I usually leave the fish house up north, so it probably won't be here. We'll figure it out. There's enough floor room.
Yeah.
We're men. We can sleep wherever we need to.
Rob wants to sleep with you and Marty.
Mm-hmm. Marty was already like Zig says he's calling the basement bed again. What I didn't tell you, Zig, I already volunteered you to sleep at Conrad's house, or I think Marty and the girls might go to her parents' house or something because they don't want to put up with all of us, and so we might get the girls bunk beds. Those might be free.
That's 4 people.
Yeah, that is
Well played.
on those bunk beds.
Yeah, 2 and 2.
That's it. Now it sounds like how we sleep in the fish house.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if we could put all 16 on the first floor if we had it sleeping like the fish house. You get the tabletop, you get 2 chairs. We're gonna put a 2x4 on top of this.
Yeah, here's a little blow-up air mat. You'll be fine. Suck it up.
Here's a pool noodle.
You're staying up till 2 a.m. and you're waking up at 6 anyway. What's the difference?
Yeah,
pulling all night.
About a half a fit.
Yeah.
So Rob, I haven't talked to you. How was your end of your Christmas light season?
it was good. I'll have a story by the time we have our fishing trip, but somebody cited us or called Maryland Occupational Safety and Health, like OSHA for Maryland, about us using pitch hoppers. And so we had a nice little visit, and then basically seeing that we weren't doing enough things for safety. We had another, they had to interview everybody, and we're going to get fined something. We have found out, and it's going to be really interesting after this, that really and truly, you're not supposed to install Christmas lights from the goat.
Yeah.
I totally agree with on the pitch hopper, but it was we ultimately have to be restrained in any time we're on anything that's not a slow or low pitch roof. So anything above 412. So that's going to be interesting to see how all that works out. Then it just kind of it was a bummer. It's end of season, and we kind of, I don't know. It's not going to be as bad as it could be, because also I was like, dude, whatever we need to do to comply, sure. The hard part is basically they're going to want us to put anchors on every single install that we do.
Anchors on people's roofs are going to love that.
Yeah, they're going to love that. And then I'm going to have to pass that through and explain to them that, so the another company in our market, a week or so later, I go out and see them. They got one of our clients, and they're just straight up climbing up this roof with pitch hoppers where they should be using the goat. I'm looking at their equipment. I'm and we're getting I had guys that were legitimately using pitch hoppers as their go-to way to go up the roof. And we talked about it that week before we had this issue reported. And it's guys, the goat is an actual hook over the top of the roof. I trust that versus the little piece of foam with some stuff on the bottom. There's some times where sure, that might be the right tool, but I don't know. It's going to be a learning thing.
They call it the guillotine. The guillotine.
Yeah, or ballantine. The guillotine was the thing that chopped people's heads off.
Chop the head off. So we don't want that.
That OSHA writes you up for that every time. It writes you up for that one every time.
But
that gets rid of all
the ballantine or whatever it was. I mean, it looks like a really cool concept. But then I was just like, we have vinyl soffits, and I just feel like it's going to go right through the soffit.
Yeah, and that's kind of where, like, I explained to the guy, I was like, my biggest issue is we can do it. I don't know if I fully trust myself in installing an anchor on somebody's roof, much less trying to train my guys to do it and then have them do it right. And then we're going back on the same house a year or two later. And, well, Seth was pissed off that day. He hadn't got, his wife was mad at him. The dog took a shit on his shoes or whatever else. And so you didn't care that day. You just went. And now 3 years later, we find out that you didn't know what you were doing there. Like there's too much. It's one of those
risk in trying to alleviate the risk.
Yeah. Well, and that's where it's like, so now we've taken what would take us 5 minutes up and down with the goat, and now we're talking an hour on the roof. Mm-hmm. Now we're taking power, not power tools, but we're taking a hammer and anchor. Like, again, I want them to be safe. I want to, it was like, all right, well, so then how do we do the ridge line? And there's a couple of houses where it's like, looking at these houses, we might have to put in like 4 or 5 anchor points. And then so it's like, so how do we get from one anchor to their house? Huh?
Customers are not happy about you have their roof either.
Well, I think
I just got a new roof. I don't want nobody to put anchors in it.
Yeah, the other issue is, if that's true, they have to level the playing field, right? Like, it can't be that Rob has to go do that stuff, but his competitors don't, right? Yeah. If they're gonna force you to do it, they have to mandate it for everybody and enforce it for everybody. I
think it is mandated. I think it's just they're not following.
Well, that's
but so many of those OSHA rules, it's like, you have to do it this way unless it's not economical, right? And you can always, especially when it's roof work, there's like, because we had the same thing happen with like gutter cleaning. They're like, you have to tie off every time. It's like, we go out of business.
Yeah,
we can't clean gutters tying in every time, right? We have to talk a lot about safety. We have to do all these practices, but we can't tie off to every roof. Now, if it's a 3rd-story house, and we did this once, it was like a 3rd-story house. The back of the house was 4 stories tall, and we have to go clean that gutter, and we got to climb over the front of the house to get to the back of the house. We anchored into that one, and I told the customer, I was like, this is the only way I will do this job. I'm not sending a guy up on 4 stories hanging over the lake side of your house. But that was always my understanding, and that was the angle I played at it, is like, there's times when it's economical and there's times when it's not. And so, but I think if it is enforced, it just has to be a level playing field, right? I had a guy out in Washington that was a coaching client of mine, and he got fined. I don't remember if it was one of his competitors or one of his customers, but in the state of Washington, you have to be an electrician to install holiday lights. Is basically the way the law read. And it's like, man, I would fight that all the way, like, until I run out of business, because is that guy an electrician? There's thousands of people out in this state installing holiday lights. And if you're gonna find me and shut me down because I'm not an electrician because somebody called and said I wasn't, well, then you better do it for everybody else too. And then we all have to go hire electricians or become electricians if we're gonna install these holiday lights. But it can't be like, don't make me a victim. Like, you got to go do it for everybody.
The owner has to be an electrician, I think.
In Washington?
Yeah, I think I talked to a buddy there.
Well,
the owner of the business has to be an electrician.
It's not that, no, you have, usually with those, you have to have an electrician on staff. You have to have a master electrician. So you could have it doesn't have to be me, as long as I have a master electrician on staff. It's like, you see those plumbing HVAC companies where they have to have master electrician, master plumber, and then they can, like, they're signing off on it.
Yeah.
And you can still do, like, for us, when we do the permanent installs, we've only done one. That'll be something where we'll do everything else, and then we'll have the electrician do that portion. But that's, again, it's interesting because, like, you go to the GOAT's website, it says it's not a working platform, but there's pictures of a guy literally driving has the full nail gun. I'm like, I'm carrying my bag of my tools up. I don't know. It's those things of like, hey, here's the common sense and reality of it, and like, how do I then ensure that the guys are gonna do it right? And I even talked to a roofer, like, dude, what would it cost if like I needed you to go do like 4 houses and put them on? And he was like, it basically was going to be like $200 an anchor, even if they're going up like the 5 houses in a day. And I'm like, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of extra money. I mean, we would itemize it, and then it's like, do you then change how you have to install? It's like, I think we all kind of know that if you're going to do that gable end of the house too, it's so much faster and safer to do it from the goat than it is to climb up and down a 32 or 24 foot ladder.
Right. Yeah. It starts to become irrational at some point.
Yeah.
What I think Michael's got a good question there. What do you do for like the electrical piece? Do you have anything in your contracts as far as the electrical side of it goes?
If you're not really exactly sure what he's asking there. I mean, we have it that they're required to provide one dedicated outlet, and that they can't, like for the Christmas lights, you're not allowed to plug in anything else on that circuit. And that's stuff where we have to try and catch it both on the wash side and the light side, that, hey, it's here. We had a guy who, and he's one of the main reasons why we have that rule now. His entire living room was connected to the outside outlet. Like everything. And then, so our like maybe 65, 70 C9 bulbs. And I think he had like 2 front porch pillars, and we did around like 2 windows. So we're talking like nothing. Our cell phone takes more electricity than that. And I got to fix it, and then I was like, tripped, and I'm like, I thought the living room was really lit up a moment ago. And they're like, oh yeah. Yeah, your TV, your VCR.
It's definitely a VCR. That VCR is sucking a lot of juice.
But dude, they put like 7 blow-ups. I was like, we'll make you the custom cord. I'll do that, and we'll run it to wherever you need it to, and we'll charge you for it. But don't plug your blow-ups into my lights. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, at least with holiday lights, and that was the weird thing to me about like the state of Washington. I don't know. There's probably other states that have the same thing about needing an electrician. It's like, it's all low voltage stuff. Like, you're not talking high voltage stuff.
So we did a rehab at a house. My wife wanted to get like permits for it on the inside, which never do. Well, I didn't say that.
If you can avoid it.
If you can avoid it. But just apparently in this township that we're at, just to change a toilet out, you need a master plumber. To just change your toilet. 2 bolts.
I must be a master plumber.
You must qualified. Be a master plumber. You're a master dryer fixer.
I'm not yet, but I'm about to be.
But yeah, like
so
you need
a high limit thermostat, Dan. I guarantee you.
That's what the furnace in the fish house is. I think I blew the high limit after I fixed the fuse. The dryer was the belt. The belt got too loose, and then I put a new belt on it. But then the pulley arm broke, and then the new belt got shredded. So I'm on belt number 3 because the first one I bought was the wrong one. The second one I bought, I shredded. The third one I'm still waiting on, but I got a new pulley arm. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to roll. I'm gonna have
pulley arms can be tricky, man.
I'm gonna have the damn pulley arms. I'm gonna have the best dryer in town, man. That thing's gonna be just humming.
If it's humming, it's probably
actually, yeah, it was humming, and then I should have been like, something doesn't sound right. It was humming. Now that you mention it, it was squeaking, which that was the reason I started taking it apart in the first place. Is it was squeaking real bad, and I could tell the belt was skipping. It was just too stretched. Probably because whenever I do laundry, I'm like, how much shit can I fit in here? Right? It's like, if I'm gonna do a load, let's max this son of a bitch out.
Yeah.
And I think I'm the one to blame for my own dryer issues.
It's a good thing Marty doesn't watch this.
Michael says here in Kentucky, it must be a master plumber to change.
The seriousness that it's really good that Marty doesn't watch this. Like,
you can't take blame.
Yeah,
you can't take the blame for the drive.
Jai Christ, you got to edit that part out.
Yeah, Jai, cut that part. Yeah, we can be confident Marty's not going to go back and listen to this podcast. We're in the clear. We can talk shit about her all we want.
Consider it done.
She's hanging out with her girlfriends. If it was, they're going out elk hunting. my wife and Ben's wife and a couple other gals just to give us a hard time because Ben and I just routinely throw like long hunting trips on their calendar. And then they're like, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're going elk hunting for 16 days. We'll be gone that was this fall. We'll be gone for 16 days. So they do this like girls trip. And so they put it on our calendar as they're going elk hunting. Like, oh, just FYI, we're going elk hunting. But yeah, she it's a risk if it's the nighttime episode. Every once in a while she'll like tune in from bed just to like tell me. She'll comment to like, hey, remember to go move the laundry when you're done with your episode.
Yeah.
Then I have to be careful that like she might be checking on me and I got to be careful. Oh, see, I'm already in trouble. Aunt Sally's listening, so I'm in trouble either way.
That's awesome.
It's when Grandma Jane listens, that's when I'm in real trouble. That's when Grandma's listening, you're always in trouble. Let's talk. We got 10 minutes left here. Let's talk some 2025 plans. Sean, I know you're like you said, you're already filling up with demos. I have seen, and I owe you 2 freaking videos, and I promised you that I was going to do them this week, and you're not going to be surprised. It didn't happen. I was like, I had it carved out. Actually, it was Rick Capucci's fault because I had a calendar block to record some content for Sean I'll let Sean talk about it. But then I just kept talking to Rick. We got carried away, and then it cannibalized my time block. I'm like, time blocks are so useless on my schedule. I can't stick to them anyway. I'm awful. But I owe Sean a core values video, and then
so you need to get a personal assistant that keeps you on.
VA.
My VA does yell at me. Yeah, I just don't listen. Kind of like when my wife yells at me and I don't listen either. So Sean, give us a little rundown on some of the stuff you got in the works, because I'm getting as a client of Higher Lead Chill, like I'm getting the emails, and also I know I owe you some of it.
Me too.
Cool.
Yeah,
So
did you do the assessment yet?
I have not, and also I think there's something else. You're linking me up to somebody or something. I don't know. There's new features that you're doing.
There's a lot of new stuff going on if you want to take advantage of it. We've got a client portal that's got what we call the Growth Hub that's got a bunch of content in it. You can do assessments to assess your leadership, assess your culture, core values, your company vision. And then it'll give you like a score of what that assessment is. And if you want to set up a call with me to go over that and talk about it, I'm spending a ton of time doing that with business owners right now that are just setting up time with me to talk for 30 minutes about Pete Ducey's coming on tomorrow. I think I'm meeting with him at 8:00 in the morning, and we're just going to talk about leadership stuff for about a half hour, 45 minutes. If you're a client, it's free. If you're not, it ain't. but you can still meet with me and talk to me. And it's really been cool to talk to a lot of people. And it's always look in the mirror. It's always hard to look in the mirror, and having the assessment kind of is an easy way to look in the mirror. And then you look at this score and you see where your weaknesses are, and then we can chat about it. So I'm really excited about that. And it seems to be helping a lot of people because I'm getting a lot of good feedback on it. And a lot of people talking to me about it. And then
I want to hit on one thing with that, because this is a thing, Sean, you and I have talked about, and you and I, Michael, have talked about it. The hardest part of running a recruiting business is that you can't control your clients' leadership abilities, and it doesn't matter how good their recruiting is. If they suck at leadership, you can bring them all the applicants in the world, and it doesn't matter. The better they are at that, the more successful recruiting is going to be, right? Marketing's no different, right? If you suck at sales, you can blame your marketing person all you want that your revenue is not growing. But if you suck at doing sales, it ain't going to matter if you have the best marketing person in the world, because you're not going to be able to convert shit. And the hardest part for all of us is like you said, look in the mirror. And you and I have had that conversation before where it's like, I don't know what to do for this client. Like the funny one, the ones where you're just like, oh my God, I don't even know if it pays to rationalize, is when somebody's like, you got me a bunch of people and I hired them and they quit within a month. Your guys' service sucks. And like, I've seen that, I don't know, it's probably 2 or 3 times that we've had those types of clients. And at some point you're just like, it's just not even worth it for that business owner. Like, they're just never going to grow a successful business because of their mindset. But when you can get them a score that is unbiased, that is their own score, it's like the perfect catalyst to open up and have that conversation of like, how can we help you with that, and finding employees that complement you instead of are at odds against you and aren't going to like your leadership style because of the way they are, right? And so now we got scores on both sides. So I dig it.
Yeah.
Be careful, guys. It adds 10 pounds looking in this mirror.
Well, I'll say with the screenings, I was in another coaching program at one point, and they used Acumax and Acumen and stuff, and it was interesting because it would like tell you how you are, how you think you are, and like how you seem to be behaving right now, and like depending on like the stressors and things that you have in your life, how you're going to be presenting at work versus your actual self. And it was just kind of cool to like take into account like the guy I was working with back then. He's like, so this guy, guy's name was Marcus, and he's like, is he going through anything right now? Because like his normal personality was like here, and like this was like how he was acting or whatever. It was like, has he got any major stresses going on? It's like, oh yeah, well his wife's about to have a baby, they're moving, and this, and it was like, yeah, it's like, so have him reassess in like another 6 months once all that stuff's not going on. And you might see other, or is it just they're scared at work or whatever else? And yeah,
it makes a conversation a lot easier. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, something must be going on. How can I help? Versus like, why are you acting like a shithead? Which is kind of our first inclination as business owners when you have an employee or a customer where you're like, what is happening? Your first notion is to like be slightly offended. Like, I thought we had this all figured out, and yet here you are being a shithead. What are we going to do about it? Actually, Sean, you always crack me up because you have this is your go-to line, but I think you're better than anybody I've met when you do this. Is you're like, what are we doing here? I think that's your go-to line, and it like cuts through the underlying. I think you have a great way of not offending people, but what you're really saying is like, what the hell's wrong with you? But it's a really like unoffensive way of getting to what is wrong with somebody, because there's usually something wrong with that you're trying to engage in that conversation, and that's a hard conversation to get at. And so I love your approach of like, what are we doing here? Like
there's like two things. You get two when stress levels get high and people get emotional. There's usually two things, and I either say, do you need to vent, or are we solving a problem here? If you need to vent, let's hear it, man. I'll listen to anything you want to say. You can exaggerate, you can bullshit, you can lie a little bit. That's
you do this in your marriage too. Is this some marriage advice too?
You betcha.
Yeah, if you want to vent, solve the problem here.
If you want to solve a problem, I need truth and facts. I don't need the bullshit. If you want to vent, anything's game, man. Just throw it at me.
So does that work when talking with your wife? Like the whole, you just want to vent, or do you want to solve a problem? Oh, if you want to vent, can I just walk out of the room?
I think the second part isn't going to work for you. And I have also found that when your spouse starts talking to you like that, it's not worth asking the question of, do you want to vent, or are we trying to solve a problem? Because if you try to solve the problem, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
You get yourself in trouble.
9 times out of 10, she's telling me she's just trying to vent. And I'm like, well, I'm a fixer. So
yeah.
You choose.
You came to me, lady. You came to me.
I'm listening. I hear the flaw. I'm trying to fix it.
Yeah, immediately. Without your approval.
Maybe you shouldn't.
You just won't listen because I could solve the problem.
Yeah. I heard everything I needed to hear. I know exactly what you need to do.
I like the one I'm going through now after 31 years of marriage. You must not care. You don't even get upset. I'm like, are you asking me to get upset? I'm confused here. Should I throw something against the wall? I don't know what to do. What do you need me to do? I'll throw shit. I don't care. What do you need? I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you want me to get upset about?
You're too passive. I want passive aggressive. Okay.
Right,
Yeah. Give me something back. I'm trying to have a fight here. I'm just trying to have a fight here.
This is what happens when a podcast is in a podcast at the end, right?
Yeah, we just get in a fight. Yeah.
Where's Angela?
Rob, what? We only got like a minute left here, but it's my show, so we can go as long as we want. Rob, what's your? I know you got hiring plans, but this last year probably finished as strong. Besides your ocean nonsense, how many more guys you need for next year? What's the growth plan for Rob for 2025?
Right now, we need 2 more. We'll probably need 6 more by the spring. Fortunately, I mean, we're carrying less staff right now by a long shot than we did last January. last January, I think like literally right before the fishing trip, we laid off 2 guys and we fired 2 guys because we were trying to carry like 10, and it was ridiculous.
Too much. Yeah.
But now having finally a service manager in place that is able to be my buffer between the techs and me, and it's not, hey, what are we doing here? You know, like, guys,
hey, what are we
I'm
doing?
like, awesome. Is so-and-so doing, like, what are they supposed to be doing now? Oh, I got him working on such and such. Yeah, he's still doing that. I'm like, okay, good. So we're on the same page, and he's taking a while. Dude, I think the bigger thing that, like, we're going through and inventorying the uninstalled Christmas lights that we have.
Interesting.
Holy shit, we have a lot. Like, it's nuts.
Like, just stuff that you bought in anticipation, or stuff that you bought for a house but didn't install it, or what? Where'd it come from?
We just didn't. We had a lot of people not renew. We had a lot of people. We just overbought a couple years ago.
Yeah, when everybody was like in a race to get bulbs.
Yes. Yeah, I still have like 15,000 feet of unopened C9, socket line, and the only thing that we bought that we needed this year was X-wire, and I think really we still had a ton of residual X-wire that could have been used.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of nice though. Makes the cogs look a lot better as you're installing stuff that's been paid for a long time ago.
But it also makes that, like, man, we really needed to figure out a way to sell and install way more. Like,
I mean, it all goes back to the big ass space you used to rent. Where you just had, like, when you have that big of a space, you just buy shit to fill it up. Like, if you have a bigger house, you just buy more shit.
It's easy to hide it and have it be misplaced. And now even just today, like finishing counting a 30 by 30 square foot area, or that's a 20 by 20 there. That took us 2-3 hours. And like, I'm going through and I'm like, just looking at a strand of minis and I'm like, check this. And they're like, oh, that's warm white. Yeah. I just looked at this strand. I was like, that's not pure white. And like, you can't really, like, it just looked older and a little bit more yellowed. And I'm like, this isn't pure white. Yep.
Different. Box it. It's out of
different. Here. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's a full bin. I was like, pick it up. I'm like, it doesn't feel like a full bin. We find like a tree topper, like, dude, the most random stuff. I'm like, this is why I have trust issues, guys.
By the way, I love your wrapped office. That was awesome.
Huh?
Your wrapped Christmas office.
Yeah, it was pretty great. The
did the cords get covered up? Where's your IT center?
Oh, dude, they like wrapped up everything. No, it's unwrapped now. There's still a couple pieces of like spots where like they're like the tape just wouldn't work.
You clearly have your camera in a different spot because I can't see the IT center. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
That's the Rob I know.
There it is.
Yeah, that's my Rob. Yeah,
that's clean wiring right there.
Yeah. The password to the security system's been behind my head though.
Are you gonna paint your office ever? Or are you gonna leave it that way?
I gotta.
I feel like you could get it like the color of your sweatshirt. I feel like you could logo it up, brand it up.
Dude, I've thought about trying to do that. That's where, like, with the green screen, like I tried to set up to have it literally get the damn camera moved. There we go.
Jeez.
Check out some wires. I really don't know. I don't know what color I want to do in here. And then obviously we're going to move the TV, but it's like all the other things that we got to figure out.
There's bigger fish to fry than painting the office.
Yeah.
Zig wants to know how many fishing trip attendees have actually bought a ticket. I don't know. I probably need to like start enforcing that to see who's actually coming and who's going to bail out last minute because they didn't plan well.
Dan, what ticket do I need to buy?
Plane one.
Ticket.
Oh, plane ticket. Okay, good. I bought that. I was like,
I'm selling tickets to attend the event. Those are $2,000. You can buy them here once you get here for $4,000.
If you watch the show, you get 20% off.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, could we do a giveaway right now for hosts or attendees right now?
Yeah, it's actually free if you're on the show. If you're on the show right now, you get your ticket to the ice fishing event for free. You just have to pay for all the beer, but other than that, the ticket's free.
Fair.
It's good. It's good.
I'll pay for all the beer I'm going to drink.
I was thinking about that. We'll jump off here in a second, but I was thinking about, okay, last year we had like 7 guys, and I was pretty coordinated on my grocery and my cooking and who had what.
Yeah.
I got 16 guys.
Like,
lot. I'm gonna be making my game plan for breakfast is like pre-made breakfast burritos. I'll have a lineup in tinfoil, just throw them in the oven. I think I can like knock out breakfast for everybody, like at a healthy level, because you can pre-make those and throw them in the freezer. We'll have a big ass Yeti cooler full of them. Everybody can just kind of grab the burritos they want. I think we'll have a separate cooler, just frozen just a fucking lineup of frozen pizzas. Just it'd be like the old library index cards. You'd be like, this one, no, this one, and then we'll just go to the bar for everything else. Yeah. Burritos, frozen pizzas, tons of beer and booze and whatever. Go to the bar for fried food.
A lot of those the chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
like Chick-fil-A, we would like 3,000 nuggets.
Could maybe get some pre-made nugs. Maybe we could probably hook that up. They'd reheat just fine in the stove. All right, Rob, we'll let you go. We gotta go grocery shopping with the kiddos and figure out what we're having on this trip.
Yeah.
Lots of nugs.
Dough right now is what we're gonna have.
Yeah. Right. See you guys.
Some taco dough. We're having tacos tonight.
Taco, nacho enchilado.
Right. Peace, Rob. Jai, play us out. Oh, there we go. Home service, homies, welcome back. Good to be back. No show tonight. You guys had to reschedule. I got like 2 shows next week.
Or maybe.
Actually, oh yeah, we'll see if Seth and I feel like doing a show. I have a couple beers for sure. Next week I know I got 3 shows. We got a Monday show, a Tuesday show, and a Wednesday show. Like catching up after the holidays. So we'll see y'all then. Until then, you guys know what to do. Work smarter and harder. Go earn some pride. Bye. How did I do my first? Oh, you crushed it. Crushed it, dog.